When a series of tornadoes touched down in Kansas this past week, photographer Mike Phelps had Mother Nature right where he wanted. Phelps chases storms for a living, and he caught 3 of them on Wednesday night. Mike Phelps is with us today from Wichita, Kansas, talking about what it's like to capture the twisters on tape. Good morning to you, Mike, and some really incredible videotape, too. Take me back near the town of Attica. What did you see on Wednesday night?
Well, Wednesday night, about 8 o'clock, we were about a mile east of the town of Attica, and we watched the formation of this tornado to the west, or to the south, I should say, southwest of Attica. And it started out as a small dust swirl in a farm field, very innocuous, nothing much going on there, just some weak circulation. But over about the next 10 minutes, as this tornado slowly moved toward the town, it grew and grew and grew in size, and it became a monster and went right through a portion of Attica and did quite a bit of damage. In fact, it's been rated as F2 on the Fujita scale, which is the scale we rate tornadoes, which means its wind speeds were over 113 miles an hour.
You don't need me to tell you, it's just absolutely extraordinary to watch this videotape. I have to think that every twister is unique in a way. What was unique about these twisters
really
on Wednesday?
Well, what was interesting about this setup is it wasn't the classic setup for tornadoes. It was in a very small area where all the right ingredients came together, and it was in extreme south-central Kansas, right along the northern border of Oklahoma and extreme southern Kansas, and only just a few counties where these perfect ingredients came together to produce these tornadoes. Now, they started out really high-based and very weak, but as these storms moved into deeper moisture, went from upper 50 to low 60 dew points into dew points that were closer to 70, they had a lot more fuel to work with, and they just went nuts for about 2 hours when they hit that moisture. Then once the sun went down.
I apologize for interruption. How close were you?
Oh, not a problem.
And have you ever miscalculated on the distance you need to stay safe?
Never miscalculated. We're at this situation with the Attica tornado, we were about a mile east, a very safe distance from the tornado. Other tornadoes that day we were within about a half mile of, but I've never miscalculated the situation in terms of where to position. Now, what worries me when I'm out there a lot of times is one of these tornadoes going from, say, just a very small tornado to a very large tornado in a short amount of time and encompassing me. So what I try to do myself is try to stay at least a mile away from the tornado. I feel that is a safe distance. Other storm chasers, other people try to get a lot closer. I try to stay a mile because sometimes these things can max out and catch you by a surprise.
And some of the videotape we're watching now shows a house under construction just being ripped up from its foundation and tossed into the wind.
Unbelievable.
My friend Chad Myers tells me, our own meteorologist here at American Morning. We were talking earlier today about this segment, Mike, and to be honest with you, there's one question that we both had in mind here. The fact that you're going out and chasing these storms, is this giving others, the idea, amateurs, more courage to chase them on their own? Is that a good thing or a safe thing?
Well, you know what, to be honest with you, Bill, it depends on how it's represented in the media. What we do is science. What I do, I'm a meteorologist in addition to an extreme weather photographer. And what I do is I document these storms for research and also to educate the public on their dangers and just how bad they can be. Now, when you have Hollywood and other places glorifying it and making it appear to be something that it's really not, that's where you get the general public going out there and trying to emulate what they're seeing, and that's when you get into trouble. If anybody's going to do this, they need the proper training. They need to, at first, go out with an experienced storm chaser many, many times before they do it on their own. It's an extremely dangerous thing to do on your own.
I certainly respect that answer. You stay safe out there, okay? And job well done, Mike.
I sure will.
All right, Mike Phelps, an extreme weather photographer out of Wichita this morning. The season's still underway. So what happened?